Pastor Dustin here again with the hashtag BPC 2015 video blog extravaganza. This is one of my favorite colleagues ever, Jane McCready. She's from New Jersey, and she is here at hashtag BCP 2015. And I was just going to ask you quickly, Jane, what's something you've really enjoyed so far about the week?
You know, Dustin, I've really loved being able to see you and see all of my colleagues and friends from seminary. It's really been terrific and just a really great experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
You bet.
And I guess there's a Dunkin' Donuts close by.
Not too far.
Good to know. Everyone back home knows I love that Dunkin' Donuts.
You and me both.
Yes.
All right.
Awesome. Bye Jane. So it's been an awesome time so far. This morning, I think, yesterday was kind of, getting to the groove of things. Today has been a lot of really good learning. So we learned a little bit more about this whole adaptive leadership way of kind of dealing with issues. And I got to go first as like the experimental guy in my small group. So pretty much what you do is there's like 4 roles, right? So there's a guy who like presents a problem or not even necessarily a problem, a situation in their congregation, or it probably could be anything, for like 5 minutes. And then there's 3 other people in the group. One's taking notes, one's keeping time, and one's hanging out. And all 3 of them, though, kind of next spend like 10 minutes asking you some more questions. And then me, as the guy who presented my issue, I have to turn around so they can't see my facial expressions. And then they just talk about the situation for like 20 minutes. And then they try to brainstorm about possible solutions to the situation. And then I have to turn back around after like half an hour and react. So that was a really kind of neat experience and a really interesting way to kind of dig deeper into maybe what might seem like a surface level issue and dig deeper to see what's behind it. So I spent that time reflecting on and talking about, we've been experiencing so much phenomenal growth at Messiah Lutheran Church, which is so awesome. But also, concerned looking out, in that growth, we want to make sure we don't kind of lose some of the awesome parts about the community, that sort of thing, and we want to make sure we don't kind of lose our identity as well. So we kind of were, reflecting on that a fair bit, which was great, and pretty much wrote my sermon for me this Sunday, so that's awesome. And the other thing I spent this morning doing was sitting in another workshop on stewardship. And stewardship is something I really like talking about a lot. There's all sorts of different types of stewardship, of course, whether it's caring for the environment or caring for our own bodies, or the financial aspect as well. But we talked a lot about the difference between fundraising and stewardship. So, the annual Consecration Sunday, really no matter what you do, you're fundraising then. But throughout the year, in different ways, you should be talking about financial stewardship because money is such a major component in our lives, for better or for worse. One thing that the presenter brought out that was, I thought, really fascinating was the fact that outside of talking about the kingdom of God, the second thing Jesus talks the most about in the Gospels, and it's pretty much a third of what he talks about, is either money or possessions or material stuff like that, which made a lot of sense. I had never thought about it that way before, but the reason Jesus talked about money and stuff like that so much, why I think I'll probably try to reflect on it a bit more in some of my preaching in the future, is it can be such a stumbling block in between us and God. It's also something that we can use to live a very faithful life as well. And it's not just about giving your money to church or charities, but how to be just a good steward of all you are and all that God has given us. That was a really neat thing too that we'll be figuring out more of throughout the rest of the week. Seems like snow mostly missed us here outside of Philadelphia. I got about 20 minutes before I have to go back to the next thing, so I'm going to step foot outside for the first time in over a day, just to get a breath of fresh air. And that is the next video blog update from hashtag BC. I keep messing that up. BPC 2015. Yay!